Hey geeks, welcome to my second developer walkthrough series where I'm going to play through a full season. My previous series got cut short because I was playing the beta version, and then when we published the app, we actually went live yesterday. This is one day after launch. Today is November 11th, 2021. All the data for all the beta games was lost. So my stellar, super intense season of 3 opening games that all came down to a last second shot is no more. So let's start one for real this time. Now that the game is launched, there's no concern of the data being lost. So we're going to start here. We're going to start a new game. Yes, I'm fine losing my data. I was just kind of playing around before with a few other things. I'm going to keep the volume low, but here's the music if you want to hear it. I'll keep the volume low so it doesn't compete with my voice. I'm going to play as Bentley Truman again, same thing. Let's do a season. I'm going to keep it at 1 sprint. I normally like to play 4 quarters because that gives me the most realistic stats and coaching challenges, and just it feels like it is the meatiest game. But I think games would be a little too long for this video series. So we'll keep it at 1 sprint, and then I am playing All-American. Of course. No way I'm not playing All-American. I've played this game so much, I'd be bored on the other 2 difficulty settings. All right, we got the welcome message. I'll skip those. I'll let you read through those yourself as you play through season mode. And if you remember with Bentley Truman, we open up at Morristown. It's static scheduling right now. One of the innovations, so it's going to be the same schedule every time you play a new season. Down the road, we're going to implement a number of new features, one of which will be dynamic scheduling, which will probably mix up the schedule a little bit. And then we're also going to introduce the ability to play non-conference teams as well. There's actually an entire world of 16 conferences, each with 8 teams. So there's a whole total of 128 teams. So we're going to start introducing those new conferences one by one as the game gains momentum, and then you're going to be able to schedule non-conference games. But for now, it's a contained game within the conference. So let's go to training. Do the training reps. Again, I'm gonna experiment a little bit with this one. I'm actually going to give CJ second team reps, and I'm going to move my freshman up to first team reps and keep it at just 5 players, and see if that actually improves my chances of giving me a superstar player with Delmont. Now it's going to take one of my projected starting 5 in CJ, and he may not potentially develop as well as I would like him to, but I'm going to play around. That's a risk I'm willing to take on this one. And then we're going to I'm not going to give Pete Delfino any reps because his talent is pretty lacking anyway. All right, I'm going to experiment a little bit down here as well. I think if you were watching me in the last series, I was keeping a bit of a balanced approach to much of my training with dialing a thing back, a category back 1 point here or there, and then allowing me to dial another category up a point here or there. Training camp, if you remember, is the most important or most significant training you're going to go through in an entire season. It's where you're going to establish the tone and the identity of the team. So I'm going to try something here. Bentley Truman typically has really good defenders, like A+ world-class defenders. And then offensively, they're kind of closer to a B+ to A- team, B+ usually. So I'm going to try to dial up the outside offense really aggressively with a 4, and we're going to see what happens. And so I'm going to have to make some trade-offs, because the other thing I am going to do is I'm going to keep team building at a 3. So that's 3 extra points I'm going above the standard too. So where am I going to get those from? I'm going to pull one back in scrimmage, which is going to hurt me for this upcoming game against Morristown. I'm going to pull one back in free throws again, even though as I was neglecting free throws in the previous season, it was hurting my team. So I'm probably going to have to work on those a bit in the future. And then I think I don't want to pull it back in athletic drills or conditioning, because I feel like you can start to develop a bit of a timid team if you're pulling back on those 2. Those are the really sort of like what I call sort of like testosterone driving types of drills. That's what's going to make your team aggressive, give them a swagger, that kind of stuff. So I don't want to pull back on that. So I think I'm also going to pull back on breaks and rest. I'm going to work them hard during this training camp. Now that may end up biting me, because again, if you click on breaks, rest, you prove the overall effectiveness of your practices the more breaks and rests you give them. But I'm going to take a risk here and kind of count on the fact that my guys are gonna work through the pain. So let's see what happens. Again, taking some risks with this training. This may bite me, but let's see. All right, so chemistry is a 14. Great. Dang, offense is just an overall B, and then our athleticism is a B minus. So you can see defense and intangibles stayed at around A minus, or that's where we registered at, and we're ranked 8th in the nation. See, typically, Bentley Truman's typically top 10 team in preseason, but like the second half of the top 10. As I start to introduce more teams to you guys, you're going to see some of the other folks. Let's take a look at practice notes. Okay, we had poor overall practice. That might have been from not giving them enough rest. Ronnie Rozier, okay, he was our practice player of the week. So chemistry check. So the team seems to have some. By the way, these are notes you're getting from your scouts and your assistant coaches, which are going to be introduced to future versions of the game as well too. But you know what? The team seems to have some really special chemistry. Okay, that's good to see. Let's kind of go through some of the other notes here. Strong improvement in ball handling, rebounding, and basketball IQ. Concerning regression. Inside defense, outside defense, agility, strength, and endurance. So yikes. So essentially our defense and our athletic or physical traits did not develop as well. So strong practice players was Ronnie. Kermit and Trent, my top big man and my top shooter, had poor camps. My first big man off the bench, Omar, had a poor camp, and of course Pete did because we gave him no reps. We improved our ability to execute our half-court offense. We hurt our team rebounding. We're extremely stoic this week, so don't worry about emotional momentum swings. Oh, and then we had an ugly fight during our scrimmage session. So that explains why we had this amazing chemistry check. The team seemed to be practicing really well during all the drills, and then come scrimmage time, you run that risk with scrimmages sometimes because your guys are going at each other. They're trying to prove their spot on the team. And so sometimes while scrimmages are really important, especially for prepping your team for the upcoming game, they can backfire a bit. So it's probably why our team chemistry is below a 15. It's probably why we were probably projecting to have above a 15 team chemistry, and then that fight in the scrimmage hurt things. Let's just take a look at some of the players. Xenon, how did he do? Yikes. Yeah, see, defensively, he digressed. Ball handling, rebounding, great. We don't really need Xenon to rebound as much. Now, ball handling and passing is outstanding, which, is what he does. Kermit, yikes. Yeah. He improved his IQ, and his endurance, but that is about it. Let's take a look at Trent. Trent is shooting. Despite the fact that we went with a 4 in shooting, his head just maybe wasn't in this one. He did improve defensively though, which is great. He's a good outside defender and he can hold his own defensively or on inside. Okay, CJ, how did he do with second team reps? He improved his ball handling, his rebounding, but man, his inside scoring took a hit. I'm really disappointed in the team shooting. These guys really don't seem to be improving their shooting for as much as I dialed that up. That's going to happen sometimes. Just because you dial something up to a 4 in training doesn't guarantee you're going to blow it out of the water. It increases the chances, but there's a lot of variables at play here. Now, Ronnie did have a good training camp, particularly from a technical standpoint, his passing, his ball handling, his rebounding. Like, look at that passing. It might be the best pass. I think his passing is better than Xenon's. And then his offensive ability, his outside defense is a bit concerning. And even though he digressed 12 points in inside defense, it's still very solid. But Ronnie's looking good. Let's just take a look. Did my gamble? Okay, I got a good outside shooter here with Delmont. It's good to see. Honestly though, I might not have needed that because I've already got a really good outside shooter with Kent. So maybe the next time I play season mode with Bentley Truman, maybe I don't worry so much about diving up outside shooting because look at Kent. He's already an 89. I can pull him off the bench to shoot some threes. That being said, he is a defensive liability. Look at that, 9 and 28. Not much athleticism to speak of, no agility, no strength. Whereas someone like Delmont, he does have good agility, Strength's not the best. His outside defense is okay. His inside defense is a liability. Would like to see him. Yeah, I mean, he could probably get pushed around on the inside. That probably has something to do with it. All right, and then I know Omar had a poor camp. Let's see, where he pulled back. His defensively and physically, yeah. So kind of in tune with how the whole team did. All right, I'm playing Morristown. I know them. Let's jump into this thing. Okay, we're at Morristown. Let's set our lineup. Okay. Xenon at point guard, Kermit at center, Trent at our 2, CJ at our 4, Ronnie at our 3. I'm going to go inside first again, even though we're going to be going in against Carlton Bonner, their center, who is like a defensive demon. I'm going to push the pace on these guys. I'm going to pull this back a little bit, just to kind of keep things mixed up. I'm going to kind of go 50-50 zone and man and just sprinkle in a little box. And, I don't need to zone these guys up that much. Let's do this. And then let's do normal. Their ball handler Mose is decent, but let's see how he handles a little bit of pressure. I'm actually gonna pull passive back. Oh, and then one thing I want to do quick, I'm gonna move this out of the way, is I'm gonna get scroll pace back to medium so you guys can follow along. All right, let's jump in. Okay, and looks like we're going to be jumping against Carlton. Yeah, they got their standard starting 5. Hawkins, Nelson, Gregory, Castor, and Bonner. And Bonner wins the tip. Okay, let's see what they come in with. I'm not going to call any plays to start the game. Oh, there's already a foul on Trent. Yeah, he didn't have the best camp, and he's 22 seconds into the season. And then look, there's a foul again. Man, guys are playing sloppy on the road. 2 fouls in the first 24 seconds. All right, they're methodically running the offense. I think they know they got us in foul trouble. They're going to slowly work something in there. All right, box and 1. We're doubling. Kevin wouldn't let them execute it, so they go to Kwame. Yeah, I'd say Kwame, he can shoot the 3 as the power forward. You got to keep an eye on him. All right, we're running an attack offense. They're doubling Ronnie, so we're going to go to Trent. Good adjustment by Xenon, and poof, he misses it. Trent, come on, man. I don't want to take a risk. I'm calling an inside play to Kermit next time we get the ball. And okay, man, if they would have gotten up 6-0. All right, good. Let's get a defensive board, and let's go down and run this half-court offense. Okay, they're running another box and 1. They're going to be compressed in a little bit on Kermit, but we're able to execute. Xenon passes it to him. Good, nice job. That's why we went into you. They're running a lot of box and 1 right now, so let's see if we can get Xenon with an outside shot. Okay, Kwame travels. Great. Good defense, guys. Forcing turnovers. Okay, now they're doing a passive zone. That's probably the second best type of situation to shoot an outside shot against. Xenon with a 3, and he misses it. Yep, I am. Let's get the board, Ronnie. Okay, good job. All right, we got a 1-point lead. Let's just back this off and run our offense. Defensively, I don't think I need to worry about micromanaging too much yet at this point. Man, for Morristown, when Peter Gregory starts hitting his outside shots, you could be in trouble because Kwame and what do we do there? We busted the trap. Nice job, Xenon. Busted the trap and got an easy bucket. All right, they're setting up an attack offense. Sloppy pass to Kevin. He misses it. Dang, Kwame got the offensive board, and he missed the go back, and we get the board. Okay, so how are we doing for energy right now? We got an 84, an 85, an 85, and 80. Okay, I'm gonna let them play a little bit more, but I'm probably gonna have to call a timeout pretty soon. Okay, we got Ronnie missed the inside shot. CJ got the board, and now we're up by 3. All right. So fouls were okay. I don't think Trent and Kermit have the only 2 fouls. They got those pretty early. After those first 2 fouls, it's been a crisp game. No fouls called since then. None for Morristown, 2 for us. One thing about no fouls for Morristown is if they're trailing in the final minute and they need to foul to get us in the bonus, that could hurt them if they're not anywhere near the bonus. That's going to eat up a lot of time for them just to get fouls. Man, Bonner's cleaning up the offensive boards. All right, let's run the half-court offense. I'm just going to let these guys run it again. You know what I'm going to do is for next time we have the ball, I'm going to let Ronnie attack the hoop, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, offensive board by Kermit. Okay, he goes right back up. Nice. All right. 3-point lead again. All right, let's get a defensive stop, fellas. I might dial up the aggression pretty soon, especially because we only have 2 fouls. Even though the defense seems to be playing okay without it. All right. I like it. Taking the time, setting up the offense. Xenon running your offense. You notice he slowed things down. Dang, we played right into their box and won. We got the ball to Ronnie. But he's going to be shooting with 2 guys defending him. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's fouled. And wow. Okay. Did not think that was going to happen, but I'll take it. Okay, let's reset everything. Okay, I'm going to call a timeout. Dang, Ronnie missed his free throw. Yeah, we got 4 guys at 79 from an energy standpoint. One thing I'll give Trent credit for, not playing the best, but he's in pretty good condition. He tires slower than the rest of them. Dang. All right, let's call a timeout. So very short windows to call timeouts. Those windows are even shorter the faster scroll pace you play at. So all the more reason to start at a slower scroll pace if you're just picking up this game. Okay, let's move CJ. CJ's at an 81 energy, so we're going to keep him in there. Let's bring Vaughn in to play the point guard. I am going to bring Delmont in to play the 2. That's why we developed him into this type of player. We're going to keep Trent, or slide Trent to the 3, and let's bring Omar in at the 4. So with these guys, he can shoot. I'm going to go, as much as I probably shouldn't do this because I'm leading, I'm going to go outside offense first just because I've got a couple of really good shooters in there. I'm going to pull back the tempo now. I think we can kind of lean on them a little bit, kind of like a poker chip lead. Don't need to fast break that much. Let's actually dial this up to most. And feeling good about the rest of this. Okay, let's jump in. 2.5 minutes. We're up by 3. Run the offense, Vaughn. Vaughn can run the offense. All right, and there's a second foul. That one's on Philip Ali, who's one of their backups. They've got all backups except for Kwame in there. Okay, so hopefully we can take advantage of this a little bit. They're doubling Trent. So Vaughn's going to shoot the 3. Wow, he's not always the most consistent shooter. Kind of nice that he hit that 3-pointer. They're going to try to answer it. They're calling the outside offense. We're doubling Alex. They're setting. Look at Kwame. Man, this guy can hit the outside shot. Yeah, squares up for the 3. Yeah, he scares me shooting from the outside. I want to force a man defense next time. None of this box and 1 stuff. Okay, minute 22. Excuse me. Oh, Vaughn missed it. Yeah, Vaughn shooting another 3-pointer. I don't like that. Let's force it inside to Omar next time just to get an inside shot. Okay, yeah, their backup big man Jesse Jameson missed it, but look at Kwame. Man, he's playing tight. A board and a point. He could get player of the game. He already has 10 points. All right, this is a big one. Okay, Omar, earn your spot on the team here. Setting up a play, and we're good. So when you execute a play, that improves your chances to make the shot, which is great. Okay, cool. So calling plays for specific players is a double-edged sword. If you execute it, it's going to increase the chance you're going to make the shot. But if you don't execute it, whoever ends up taking the shot, your chances of making that shot are pretty significantly decreased. So you gotta ask yourself how much confidence you have in your offense's ability to execute. Okay, now they're having to go on a fouling spree because they need to get us to the line. So they're going to be in the bonus 1 more now. Here we go. So we just need to make 1 free throw. So who's shooting it? Let's take a look. Omar, decent free throw shooter, and he hits it. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call timeout next to make sure I have my best free throw shooters on the court. Hopefully we make a defensive stop here. Oh, nah. All right. So they've cut it to 2. Vaughn's a pretty good, 69, not the best. Obviously Xenon is a good free throw shooter. Delmont is not the best. We're going to get him out of there. Trent can shoot free throws. Yeah, Trent's 110. Omar is an 80. He's pretty solid. CJ's a 77 and a 91. Kermit's a bit of a liability. Not a bit, a big-time liability at a 26. And Ronnie's a 79. He can shoot him. So here's what, and of course Xenon can. He's 105. So I'm going to bring Xenon in at the point. We're going to slide Trent back out to the 2, and we are going to make Ronnie the 3. And then what I'm going to do down here, not that these should come into play much more, I'm going to pull that back pretty significantly, pull back the slow, and leave it like this. Actually, I'm going to pull this back too. I don't want to make any stupid fouls at this point. You know, we're up by 2. They're going to be fouling us. Look at that. Yep, see, they had to foul to stop the clock. So we're in the bonus. Trent going to the line, and he hits it. Just hit one more and put this thing out of reach, Trent. Oh, he misses it. But we got the board. Look at Omar coming right back in, and he tips it back in. Big props to Omar Nola after his poor training camp. Comes off the bench, hits some key free throws, does a nice offensive board to ice the game. Nice little 5-point victory on the road to start the season. I'm happy with it. Look at that though. Even though they lost, Kwame got player of the game. I figured he might. He had a really good game. 10 points, 4 boards, and assists. You project that out over a 4-quarter game. That's 40 points, 16 boards, and 4 assists. So yeah. All right. Well, we won that one. Let's see how many geek points we got. We got 16 geek points. I'm up to 44 total. Great. And let's just check the other games real quick. Okay, we won. Thanks, Sammy. The assistant coach's name is Sammy, by the way. She's the top assistant coach. I just like to look. Okay, Lancaster beat Ocean City at Ocean City. Wow, Xavier upset Four Corners. And then South Lancaster beat Little York. I'm always curious to see how South Lancaster and Little York, they're usually projected to be 2 of the, not great teams in the conference, but if they develop properly in training camp, and same with Xavier, they could be competitive. Okay, that's everything for this video. Again, if you could be so kind, if you've watched the video this far, it'd be great if you could like it, subscribe to my channel, maybe even share it. It's only going to help this game get off the ground and get this in front of more people, which is ultimately what my goal here isn't to build a YouTube channel, it's to build a game and build a community around the game. So anything you could do to help with that would be great. And I think as starters, if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel, that would be great. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Bye.